Hey guys, we're back and we are talking the first live episode, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey.
Coming home with me. Let me tell you my name. It's so nice to meet you.
We don't know the words yet, but you know.
Better learn.
We'll learn them.
Right.
So this is Asaf singing the song, by the way, everyone.
Good stuff.
Right?
So good.
I know. I'm like, oh, okay.
Walking on thin ice.
Yeah, hats.
Yeah. Oh, we can watch
It's like modern day Jamiroquai.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Amazing.
Come a little closer, we can handle this correctly like you.
See, if I had to, I think I'd be a rapper because I can't sing, but
It's pretty
no,
easy.
I can't be a rapper either.
Pretty easy. Oh my god.
I can't be a rapper either.
Yeah.
It's pretty
I
easy
can
when
rap
you
another
love
song
it.
though.
It's like dancing.
All right,
exciting.
guys. So if you know, if it was left up to us, we could sit here and criticize Asaf's video and song the whole time.
I would love
Not
to.
criticize.
We were here,
Love it.
not criticize. We would talk about it.
Yes.
But no, we're gonna start talking. So you think you can dance?
Yes.
But before we start, I'm Yvette, and I am here once again, and the whole panel is back. In case you haven't heard about that.
Full effect.
And if you want to see everything, you can go ahead and find me on Sports and Sass with 2 S's on Instagram and 3 S's on Twitter. And Becky, where can they find you?
What is up? The gang's all here. I love it. You can find me at Becky Sattero on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all that good stuff. Woo!
All that good stuff. I am so excited. We're all here. The gang's together again. You guys can find me at TGP on most things if you're in that. Yeah. So
I'll find you. I'll find you.
Thanks, Asaf.
How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Asaf. Long time no see. You can find me all day, every day, almost every day. Asaf Goren. One.
Sometimes he takes
And
days
you can
off.
find him in the audio, as you can tell.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
Look out for me.
Tell them about your song that we just
The
did.
song,
Just follow
it's
him.
called Lovin'. I did it with my friend Tori. It was in New York. We wrote and production all by ourselves.
Wow.
Okay.
The
And
hustle.
production?
The
That's
hustle.
impressive.
The
That's
hustle.
not easy to like mix and master and stuff.
Yeah, and also the video we edited.
Wow.
Listen,
nice.
these days you gotta be
You
a
gotta
savage.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta just
He loves
Full
savage.
beat.
He loves savage.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to do
middle
it all. And speaking of being able to do it all,
Oh,
okay, let's talk about this first episode of the live shows because I know for a fact me and Tiege are a little upset on who Jenna went with.
I know.
Actually, I'm not a little upset. I am extremely upset.
never forget.
Well, but
That's
the
what I'll
thing
say.
that she said, so I got a chance to talk to her after the show, and she said, you don't understand. I haven't had the chance to partner with someone that's this talented. I haven't been able to do some of the things that I was, and that now I'm able to do with Kiki. So I get it. I get it, and it was, it was a cool opportunity for her because she said she's never been able to showcase herself like that.
Okay.
On that, so you think you could dance stage. So I think that that's where she
So she's
really
basically
went.
saying that she's never been able to dance to the caliber of ballroom that she's
Right.
knows she can.
Well, I
because
think-
she's
I
always been
think
partnered.
They were definitely pushing for Kiki from the beginning.
Yes,
Oh, well,
I
right.
agree with
I
that.
felt like that was
Yeah.
going to happen.
Agree
I
with
mean,
that.
Kevin got
Right.
kicked to the concrete.
Bum-bum-bum.
It's very sad. But I think
yeah.
that they were pushing for Kiki from the
Yeah.
beginning.
Right.
For me, they chose the obvious. I mean,
I don't know.
yeah, I felt like it's so obvious. no?
Well, two
Yeah,
ballroom
it's two
dancers.
ballroom
Yes.
dancers, but
Right.
we even said,
But
it could have
Concrete-
gone any way because
Yeah.
we really were set that she was going with Kevin.
Right.
Because that duo that they
yes.
did, everybody was on their feet. Like, what just happened? That was
Exactly.
incredible.
Right.
Do we all
So-
agree that Kevin, right?
Yes.
He's teachable,
His nickname
right?
is Concrete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
teachable.
teachable.
Concrete is teachable, and he may not be the best in following choreography, but as
Right.
someone who sucks in choreography, I'll tell you. And so you think you can dance, you're on your feet like 12 hours a day, you will know how to follow choreography even if it's outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Really?
it's such a hard work, and you're gonna make it no matter what. Okay, you're not
Right.
gonna mess up on the live show. I promise you guys.
Well, and they
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
they wanted to see, I mean, she's going to be choreographing quite a bit, so they wanted to see her choreograph more. And I mean, it's kind of a strategic move to pick somebody that she can choreograph well.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
there we go.
The
Right.
obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we discussed like it might have been, she's known Kiki. She knew him
Yeah.
from the ballroom world.
Sure. They have chemistry.
They have chemistry, and also he's great friends with
With
Val,
Val.
who she's dating. So it's kind of like now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see Kevin, but I think it would have been a bigger challenge.
I wanted to see.
Oh
Concrete.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
that would have been the big challenge for her.
Come back.
But I have a feeling he's going to be back next year and he'll be on the show.
I think so for sure.
Someone else is going to snag him up, and that's what's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about the new set of So You Think You Can Dance?
I loved it.
Yo.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think World of Dance is definitely changing the landscape as well because you see it a little bit more theater in the round style.
Right,
But I
exactly.
love that they had, the audience more on top of them. I don't know.
It was
I wanna see
actually, it
live.
reminds me of when it first started.
Yes,
Because they
season
had
4,
it like
season
season 1 through like
Yes.
5. It was
Yes.
like that where they had them like
Yes.
on stage, up on the staircase. So
Loved
they
it.
had them just
Loved
like
it.
everywhere. So
Right.
it made it just seem even bigger.
I really loved it.
Yeah.
It reminds me the kind of arena have you watched You Got Served, the final
Yeah.
battle in You Got Served? It gave me
I
the
mean,
same
dancing
feeling.
in the round is it stems
It's-
from theater in the round first. I mean, you have everybody around
Yes.
you. It's a battle.
right,
I love it. I think they did good. Did
Yes.
well.
And I
there.
sometimes think
Yeah.
it's a lot more challenging to dance on a round
Oh
stage.
yeah.
For
Yes,
sure.
yes, yes.
There's so many other people you have to
Exactly.
make
There's
sure.
like you literally have to
you're
play that whole
entertaining.
stage.
Right.
It's gonna add a much more complicated. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this, Asaf,
Yes.
because I feel like it's gonna add a different level for the dancers because like spotting and it's just all the cameras all around them. I just think it's gonna be a lot more tricky for them to be able to see
Right.
where they're at.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think it's great because it will give them more options. They can play with the stage more. It can listen. 2017. No easy work, no easy props.
Right.
Okay, it's
Right.
time to take things to the next level. And if you ask me, I do love So You Think You Can Dance so much, and I think the level stayed a little bit in the last couple of seasons. It's like the level is still like the same, but the choreography and the risks that they take is way beyond like definitely from my season, from season
Right.
12 and this season, and much respect
I
for
mean,
that.
they can
Right, the
push them.
risks. I mean, let's just talk about Robert and Taylor.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I mean, it was incredible, but also like they had never done that. Like I talked to them after the show, and she said, I just made a vow to myself, I'm going to be fearless on the show. I'm going
Yes.
to do whatever. And I mean, she just hopped right up there, like she'd done it a million
Right.
times.
Well,
Yeah.
they talked about their height. What he's 6 foot.
she's
5'7".
tall.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a tall fall.
my
yeah.
Well, and I mean, just their partner work in general was there was so
Stunning.
much trust that needed to be
Exactly.
Right.
But then
that needed to happen
again,
there.
who she was paired with, I mean, come on.
Well, it was a perfect
He
pairing. but
himself.
When we also talked about Travis Wall, that boy can do no wrong. So if you
Right.
pick his choreography, if you draw him out of the hat, you're already
Yeah.
He
set
can
for
literally
success.
make you do the
Right.
hokey pokey, and you're
But
going to look
you're-
amazing
but
doing
with
it.
that
And you're going
said-
to get an Emmy.
Exactly.
Yes, but with that said, he
Travis
doesn't take it easy on them, and we saw
Right.
that. I mean, first week out of the gate, this was a like professional level. People would pay to see things
Right.
like that.
Oh,
So,
100%. Oh my
absolutely.
God, definitely the second favorite routine of the evening.
What?
Oh,
What was
okay.
your
What was the
first?
first?
Let's wait a little
roll.
bit.
Oh,
I'm not
we're
gonna
gonna-
not
Asaf,
gonna
you
reveal
can't-
my
yeah,
secrets.
You gotta do it. You
Never.
gotta do it.
Asaf's definitely
you
What
working
is
out the
it?
big
You
guns.
So-
can't tease us like that. And then,
What was
So
it?
I'll tell you, and I wrote it down, and I made it. I made a big deal. Audrey and Logan, team Allison.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And Tice, that was Tice's piece.
Yes.
I'm watching So You Think You Can Dance. I would watch So You Think You Can Dance just to watch things like routines and dancing, like choreography like this.
Right.
This is a true entertainment, true hard work. Even if I wouldn't be hosting here, I would still watch it, and that's the reason that I'm watching. It's like,
Right.
bro, listen, I mean, there was no boundaries in this routine. There was no true or like specific skills. They were
Right.
so abstract, and the movements and the feeling, it
Right.
gave me. Listen, we're dancers.
look at him. He's excited.
I was so
love
excited.
watching him right
Yeah.
now.
I'll
tell
He's
you.
just like, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Keep
really
going.
it really touched me because as like dancers and as artists, we are obligated to make someone feel something.
Right.
And they made me feel something, and
Right.
it was
And
a
what's crazy?
I know, a lot-
Eyes are getting
a lot-
like
I
very
don't know.
soft. I was like, what did you feel?
It brought me back home to Israel, to my mom's house. No, but really.
I mean, and I don't mean to be a killjoy, but on the contrasting side of that, though
Yes.
it was beautiful, when I look back at all 10 performances, that one
It fades away.
It fades
Really?
a little.
No.
Hold on, let me finish. So just a smidge. I'm not saying, and part of that is because my eyes were on Audrey the entire time. I lost expression from Logan, so I think that again we're in week 1. So I mean they came out as a powerhouse. Don't
Right.
get me wrong, and they're top 3 for performances, but. for me. But I just felt like I wanted him to steal the show a little bit more with his expression because of that connection, because contemporary is so, you know, it's just weightless. So I wanted to just feel the connection between them more. However,
She had like hours. She had like
I was just
3
gonna
hours,
say,
they said.
that he proved his worth though, because he had to like
100%.
and he
adjust.
he is like a like the most excited kid. He is so
Sure.
full of energy and so excited and so gracious of Allison. He is so just
personality for days, but I didn't see
adorable.
that.
Very
in
Well,
his
and
dance,
what's
you know?
crazy is like, well, and also Allison said that she is cleared to dance next week.
Yes.
So she
Okay,
will
good.
be dancing next week. She just had some sort of issue in rehearsal.
Yeah.
So just to be safe, they called it.
Yeah,
They called
good
it off.
stuff.
But Audrey, I mean, stepped in.
Killing
She had
it.
like 3 hours. They said
I mean,
to learn that routine,
yeah.
and it was incredible.
The adaptability was ridiculous on both of them. So I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
taking that away. I'm just saying that
Right.
when you compare
When you
that,
compare it to
I
everything
mean,
else.
I just
Right.
saw so many like routines like that this one, from what I saw, not only on this season, it stood up from everything. And have you guys seen the head slide they both did
yeah,
at
the
the
head slide
same
was
time?
pretty sick.
yeah.
What's going? Listen, a contemporary dancers doing a head slide, a
Yeah.
head
No, I
slide,
mean-
a b-boy move.
Their execution was flawless.
Listen, everybody cares about their hair. You know, if you're gonna do a head slide, you're gonna mess up your hair and everything. I personally have a b-boy spot right here. I'm a little bit bald here, but that's like it's a honor. It's a respectful thing to have. And they did it.
Kind of like calluses on your feet for dancing.
Exactly,
Yeah, true.
exactly. And I
Yeah.
respect that, and great job, killing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were phenomenal.
Amazing.
What did we think of Gabby?
I have a lot to say.
I thought it was so great. And Lex is just such a champ. I mean, for him to kill a tap routine like
Yes.
that. And also, they look so spiffy.
They did.
The appearance, them together.
I could have,
So
for
fun.
some reason, like the ruffles on the shoulder, like kind of caught me off guard a little bit, and I was like looking at them for a little bit. Like I had
Yeah.
to rewatch it, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, Yvette, stop looking at the damn ruffles
Sure.
on the blouse. But other than that, I mean, till this day, I always say I think she is the only one that'll get you so interested and so like excited and like you want to watch tap.
Right. Yeah.
Not saying that no one wants to watch tap, but it's a very hard thing to get people who are
board,
not
yeah.
tappers
Yes.
Right.
on board.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
loved it.
And his back handspring?
I know.
In tap shoes?
Not only a back handspring,
Oh, he
into
did a
the
backflip
splits,
and
Yeah.
splits.
Well, but
Yeah.
it's so commendable because we have to remember that he's a fusion of contemporary. So again, like
Exactly.
tap, when you're
Right.
looking at these feet, and I actually stared at their feet the entire time. He was almost perfectly in sync with
Yeah.
her, and that is her
Right.
style. So it
Yeah.
just blew me away.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that she chose Lex. Lex?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
Yes.
really happy, and he did a great job. The wardrobe did an amazing job.
Right.
Always reminds me why So You Think You Can Dance always get like a nominee, like an Emmy
Nominated.
nominee.
Yeah,
Right.
Emmy nominated
for,
yeah,
like,
For wardrobe.
choreography,
for wardrobe.
wardrobe. Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was perfect. It reminds me like a great, like as Nigel said, like a Fred Astaire movie or Ginger Rogers.
Ginger Rogers and
Like
Fred
this.
Astaire. That's exactly
Oh,
who they
the
were.
gay divorce.
Yes.
They were.
It was-
Great movie.
It was perfect.
They were literally, you know, Ginger Rogers, Fred Astaire. That was them in the flesh, right there. And
Yeah,
what's
they were
funny
great.
is when I used to teach ballroom, that's the go-to couple I would reference to. I was
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
you know who you want to look like?
Yes.
Ginger, and that's who they look
It
like.
was so classic
Right.
and timeless,
It
and
was.
it was wonderful.
I wanted to talk about the love of my life.
Yourself.
No, of course it's
Asaf's story about
the
love.
love of my life. Katie and Cyrus.
Oh, Kaylee.
Kaylee.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
sorry.
You just forgot
This
to love
is
it.
one.
I have a
is-
lot to say about this one.
I
Me
know.
too.
I'll talk
Well,
last.
I have
I
a lot
think-
to say. You go first.
I think that the dress didn't do her any favors.
No.
I think that I was losing lines a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I mean, like
Yeah.
There was
that,
like
that
nothing.
was costuming was a hot mess
Yes.
in that entire dance.
Everything.
I
Unfortunately.
agree.
And it's like they gave them to, you know, they're not choosing what kind of style they're gonna do. They're
Right.
gonna perform with, and they did contemporary. And
No. So here's the thing. We should talk about this because every style of dance was what the dancers, it was their genre, except
Yes.
for the tap with Lex. If you look at every
Right.
Kaylee, contemporary, Mark, hip hop, Keone,
But
temporary,
Cyrus
Sydney,
is not
ballroom.
contemporary.
Yeah, he's not contemporary.
No, I'm not
but
talking about the
they're-
All Stars. I'm talking about
We're
the
talking
actual
about the actual contestants.
Okay.
So because that was something I was going to ask. Did they purposefully pick their genres? Because everyone did
Kinda
their
weird.
genre
I
except
know.
for
Yeah.
Except for Lex. Dassy did hip hop.
Yeah.
Logan
Right.
did contemporary. Kiki did cha-cha.
Because that's what they auditioned as.
Taylor did contemporary. So that's interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
know,
we have
that-
some interaction on the live feed. We actually have a lot, so I will catch up. And thanks you guys so much for hanging out with us.
Yes.
We love you guys so much. But Lucy made a good point. She said that, or not a good point, but she said that the dancers were the ones who picked their styles this week.
Yeah,
did.
good.
So,
Perfect.
so I'm surprised that Lex chose tap.
But
Yeah.
still, there's so many things that around the dance,
Good
around
risk.
the routine that they're not allowed to pick,
Right.
like wardrobe or the choreography. Who was choreographing this piece?
They each
was-
dance had a choreo. Well, oh, you're talking about Kaylee and Cyrus.
Kaylee and Cyrus.
Because look, their hands is kind of like in handcuffs. For example, Cyrus, he's not a
Emily
contemporary
Sandy.
dancer. It seems like he's just standing there and like helping her going through the the routine. And I don't know. It was kind of not really comfortable to see.
Yeah.
But and
to
I
watch.
think that and I had a chance to speak with them after the show too, and they said, and Kaylee said, "Listen, I chose Cyrus because I wanted a challenge. I said that since day one. I always knew I wanted to be with
Yeah.
Cyrus, and I knew that was going to be a challenge for me. But that's what this is all about for
Yeah.
me. I don't want this to be easy.
True.
So
Yeah.
I really respected her, and I think that they're a good pair, and I think that they will get it together. But I think that the first time out, maybe it just.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like you look at how
sound
I think-
all the other 9 dancers were, and I felt like they felt completely
Oh, they
flat.
felt completely off, completely.
She had a strong
Yeah.
audition process and a strong
Exactly.
academy.
She's still like,
I think everyone's going to remember that.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I think this was just, you always have to have a doozy.
she's still my
Yeah.
favorite, by the way. She's still the favorite, and even though like regardless, it wasn't not a good performance from them. I think she has something that I always wanted to have. She has
Blue
like the class of a lady and the strength of like a man.
Yeah, but I think,
yeah.
but I
So
think,
strong.
I think that contributed to, unfortunately, the routine falling flat though, because like they talked about. Cyrus and Kaylee have like a strength in them when they dance.
Yes.
And contemporary, when you compare them to Robert and Taylor, for example,
Oh, of course.
they were floating. But I'm just saying that it's a danger. You're going in contemporary against temporary.
Exactly.
The voters
Right.
are going to be comparing those two things,
Right.
and I think that. Cyrus and Kaylee it was too heavy,
Right.
and she just looked so uncomfortable in that wardrobe. It was such a disservice to her from the get-go. But
So at least we appreciate that she took the risk and like she
Totally,
went with Cyrus.
totally.
Of course,
We're
of
like,
course. Even
Yeah.
Cyrus himself taking that risk, you
Yes.
know?
Totally.
I
But
love
it's
it.
just,
well, and in terms of like couples though too, I feel like as a pairing, I don't love them together.
Neither do I.
I don't know. I don't know.
So you don't love them together?
Not
I
yet. I don't feel like
Yeah.
I saw enough in this routine.
Right,
you know
right,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
I don't think we were
That's
able
true,
to
though.
see the connection without the discomfort and the awkwardness. That's the thing.
Yes.
We know
Right.
what they're capable
Yeah.
of. We know what they can do, and we know they're going to be amazing doing it. But unfortunately, the first time we saw them perform together was
Right.
in
Well,
a very. It was just
Yeah.
all.
Yes.
And we all know that personality plays such a big piece of this, and
Oh,
I felt like
yes.
we saw so much personality in her audition. But it's interesting. I want to hear what Tiege has to say about this because I have other friends that were there after the show, and she had the like most lackadaisical personality off camera. So I just wonder, like again, like is the public going to adapt? And
off
even
camera.
even when they were giving her critique,
Right.
it was just kind of blah. So I think that again, when you are stacking her against Lex and Mark and Taylor and Sydney and all these big personalities, how is she going to stand out?
Well,
you know?
so I think that
No.
what? No, I think
I
she's.
love
I
her.
still think she's good. I
Yes,
still think
yeah,
she's
yeah.
fine.
So much.
I think that she was. Maybe just a little bit like shot down from the comments from
sure.
the judges, and I feel like she. She has a lot to think about, and she just
Maybe
seemed
deflated a little bit?
stressed. Yeah,
Okay.
and
yeah.
I'm sure like they're in rehearsal all day, every
Exactly.
day.
shit, yeah.
You're exhausted.
And it's
These-
adapting to it,
These kids
too.
are like,
But this is why still the strongest survive.
I was just going to say
Exactly.
that when
So
you're in
she
a
has time to
competition like
grow.
this.
Yeah, the
absolutely.
strongest
She has time to
survive,
grow, but
yeah.
it's just,
You're exhausted, you're frustrated, it's like 1 hour before the live shows, like something is always going wrong, and you gotta
You get
pick
sassy,
yourself
you get
up.
grumpy.
Yeah,
But
you gotta
right.
like, I'm going to kill it no matter what.
People will
Exactly.
relate.
Yeah, but that's yeah.
People will vote on relatability, and I think that like her funky style, the blue hair, that she's a beautiful dancer, but that's again going to only carry her so far. And I just felt like comparing her to like all these other amazing
Right.
people with
But
personalities. I don't
still,
know.
it's not always. It's not always the, as you say, it's relatability. How do you say?
Relatability.
Relatability. It's not always the best.
Relatability.
Yeah, it's not always the best
Relatability.
dancer. Relatability. Back
Yeah,
again.
well, I mean,
Relatable.
when you have the public voting, it's a
Yes.
lot about personality.
Right.
Yeah, because unfortunately, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, with these kinds of shows, it is really, yes, who's the best dancer, but it's America's favorite.
Favorite
So it's who
dancer,
do you
yeah.
fall for at the end of the day? Who do you keep going back? Because their personality is so infectious. They're always
Right.
smiling. They're very graceful when they get critiqued. They're very,
Yes.
humble when they get a
Right.
compliment. So it's just like,
It's a
when you have
package.
everyone else,
Yeah.
and then you have someone that's just like,
A package.
tell
like, I understand it's hard. It is very hard to get critiqued, and it is very hard to hear what you do not want to hear.
Right.
But you also have to train yourself, like, listen, everyone is watching me. I have to put my best foot forward, and I have to be an example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
So-
I think she'll be a totally different.
So do I.
I think
Like,
that
after she had the experience,
Right.
the one time.
Yeah. So one
know,
time you
So
just gotta,
yeah, we have to talk about then who goes home. Anyway, we have so much more.
Yeah.
to talk about.
Who's your favorite? Like, it's like already like episode like 8.
wait.
What episode is it?
Well, this was the
First live
week
show.
Of the
Yeah,
live.
first live show.
But wait,
Okay,
can
sorry.
we for one
Next.
second talk about Mark and Koine? And they agreed. Let me tell you
Talk
guys,
yes,
this is so great. This is
about
for
it.
you guys in the live
Talk
chat
about it.
because this is what we talked about last week. That we love Mark and Koine. We want them to date, right?
Yes.
That's the
Right.
plan. We
Yes.
I
even
want to be
made a
invited to the
hashtag.
wedding.
Yeah, the
made
wedding.
the
Can
hashtag.
we be bridesmaids?
Yes.
Hashtag Mark and Koine forever.
Forever.
And I told them that, and they did not even disagree
Yes.
with me.
Yes.
They said, I kind of like it. I was like,
I mean,
yes.
it's a strategic move because that's also going to be a story and help carry them.
Yeah.
Fans are going to start growing into
yeah,
this like
you guys,
relationship.
They loved it. They loved it.
Is it actually,
Oh,
is it actually legal to do that? Like,
do you
like to
mean?
date your master, like your.
Do you know how
all-star?
many? Do you know how many people have done it?
I
It's
don't think
legal.
there's dance police hanging out that are going to be like,
It's legal.
Only
It's
the
just got
fashion
hush
police.
hush until the show's
I
over.
just-
Yeah,
Yes.
I guess so. They're so cute.
all
think
of
will
us
be beautiful.
ladies love a love story. And they
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my love. That's our love story.
In
They
love and
were-
war,
they
there's
were
no
so,
rules.
You guys, they were
Totally.
so captivating.
Mark
I could not
Koine.
keep my eyes off
Yeah,
them.
you guys. I'm telling you, we did it.
Oy, oy,
we
oy.
did it, live chatters. We did it. Everybody's excited.
Good
I'm
stuff.
I love So You Think You Can Dance. I tell you why I love it compared to the other dance shows. The other dance shows like always like focusing a lot on like, cheesy drama or actually on the judges themselves. There's more talking, more drama than the actual dance. And So You Think You Can Dance put dancing, like the whole show is about dancing. We're talking a lot about dancing. And, I think it's very powerful. It's a statement and that's what stay for forever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're like dance represented very well. And So You
Yeah,
Think
there's
You Can
not a lot
Dance.
of pomp and circumstance. It's about
Exactly.
the actual like raw, gritty, break it down
The
every
actual
style
process.
of dance.
Yes, and there's no politics. It's pure and authentic. Still, I love So You Think You Can Dance after 14 seasons.
Yeah.
Much. Okay, I had to say it.
good
What do you
stuff.
think about the B-boy and Mark and the?
Oh, Mark and Comfort.
Yes.
That was a really fun
I
pair.
loved it.
And also, they are
Yes.
so full of energy. Like, it's
Yes.
crazy.
They really were great feeding off of each other.
Yeah.
Oh my
Rufio,
God.
Rufio,
Rufio. Oh,
Oh, he's gonna hear that this entire
I know,
competition.
seriously.
Did you hear the beeping, the blurring of they blurred something?
I think
am I right?
I think he
Yeah.
dropped a little F
Like,
bomb.
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, bottom line, like we saw, what was so brilliant about this is we saw in his audition piece him being the softer side, the contemporary side, and we saw him just with swagger.
yes.
Bruno
Like-
Mars all the way.
He has
He
so
is a
much
mini Bruno.
personality.
Yes.
He's a mini
Then when
Bruno
they said
Mars.
that,
Well,
I was
maybe
like,
a
yes.
taller Bruno
Yes.
Mars.
He's very different. He's very different. He's the only b-boy on the show right now, right? Yeah, he's a b-boy.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
a full-time
Well,
b-boy.
yeah.
You represent Quest.
Oh,
Crew,
that's right. For his audition, he did like a lyrical hip hop. Yes,
Yes,
that's
right.
why I
Yes,
had
fusion.
contemporary.
That's what it was.
But he's a
fusion.
b-boy. He's like he can throw air flares and stuff.
Yeah, I just want to clarify that. I said contemporary, but lyrical hip hop is what his audition was.
lyrical hip-hop. Okay. I mean,
But
this
yeah,
is
Mark.
great. You represent b-boys very well on this stage, and more than that, let me tell you something.
Man.
Tell us.
I'll tell you.
Tell us,
A lot of
Please.
people are like, no one loves a cocky person. But let me tell you something.
But everyone loves a confident person.
Exactly. And
God, I thought you were gonna go somewhere else.
he's not, but a lot of people will mistake his energy and is like, you know, he has an explosive energy, and a lot of people will mistake it and will call him cocky, but he just
Really? I
No,
don't think
I've never
cocky at
gotten
all.
that because
I
he
don't
has
think
that.
I got it
his
from
tone,
comments. From the
his
comments.
tone, and how he, you know, delivers his confidence. You can tell.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
difference because it's all in your deliverance and how
Yeah.
you take it.
And he,
Well, and I think it's swagger too. And look at
Exactly.
Comfort; she's the queen of
Well,
swag. So they
right.
were
Right.
like, they're perfect together. In
yeah,
that.
And
and
you
he's
kinda-
also very gracious. Like
Exactly.
he's
Yeah.
always.
I
you
wouldn't
know,
doubt that he
loves
was.
everybody, and it's cool to see. It was kind of cool to see everybody's really close already. It's already
I'm
like
sure.
you know the All Stars have this already dance community family,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, already, and now they're kind of adding new people, and it's so adorable and cute, and like they
Yeah.
are really embracing each
Yeah.
other.
It's funny
so.
how he was like, they're trying to like, you know, to relax. She tried to relax him, like they were like screaming together and
Yes,
like
yeah,
had
yeah,
to
yeah.
like burn energy or something. But
Yeah.
he should not chill. I actually love it. He
Yeah.
should keep doing this. He should use all of his resources to express himself and you know to
Yeah.
represent that energy and to go all in. And he's full of himself, and I love it. Keep doing
Well,
what
and
you're
I
doing.
think
You're
this
doing great.
was a combination too of a perfect choreographer. I think Luther was the one that choreographed
Right.
this
Yes.
piece. Perfect combination, just like Travis and Taylor and Robert. I mean, just the trio
Right.
of them
Yes.
performed perfectly.
Right.
Yeah.
They made
Right.
that choreography come to life. So
Yes.
Right. Well, then another person who I also loved that had a ton of energy was Robert Green.
yes. Oh,
Yes.
I so
Robert Green,
come
Robert
on.
Green.
I
Robert-
so
okay.
love that
We
he was
love-
picked.
I think we all did
so-
call Robert at the beginning going into the top 10.
yeah,
So
yes.
that, you know, let's give ourselves
Yeah,
a round of
Jasmine.
applause for that one.
Yeah, Jasmine.
He said that he has some tricks up his sleeve as far as his fashion is concerned.
Can't
He
wait.
said he's got some outfits ready to be worn.
Yes.
And I'm ready
My brother.
to see
Well, and their
them.
routine was personality for days.
The
For
hairspray.
days.
Was it the last one, right? It
Yes.
was the
Yeah.
last one.
Yes.
Robert Green, always swag for days.
Swag
Well,
for
Swag for
days.
did you guys hear when they said when he was turned around in the chair? I mean, the crowd went. He's got a
Yes.
huge fan following
Oh,
already.
He does.
What
and
do you-
he's amazing.
And you know
He's
why?
great.
Because he's relatable and
Yep.
likable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very likable.
Yeah, he really does
Why-
have a fan
but why-
base. He was like
Oh,
live
really?
chatting
Oh,
after
yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
But you know why is it?
Like Robert.
Because he's not perfect. And I think it's very
Right.
human.
Well, yeah, of
That's
course,
a good
no
point.
one's perfect. So it's very,
point,
you know,
Asaf.
human, but there's just some people you connect with a lot
I'm really
more.
happy. I'm really
and he's
happy.
definitely one of them.
He
Yeah.
had to be like he's been chosen.
I cannot wait to see him with Jasmine through this competition. Like it's
know. I
lighting
know.
me up inside. I feel like in a weird way they're kind of the dark horse. Like they're just kind of flying under the radar right now,
Right,
but
right.
I think they're
Yeah.
gonna soar in this.
Oh, yeah, they're
competition.
going to keep being like,
Absolutely.
man.
everyone's going to be like, wait, what?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be like probably the first 2-3 episodes are going to be like,
Yes.
oh God, did you see that? Did
Yes.
you see Jasmine and Robert?
Yes.
And then by the fourth one, they're going to be like, yo,
Yes.
we can't wait for Jasmine and
Yes.
Robert.
Yes.
That's what it's
They're-
going to be.
Yeah,
he's
they're
he's like
amazing.
coming as an underdog. That's
Yeah.
what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think even as a pair, I don't
Right.
know
Yeah.
if they're really like the most popular pair right now. or
That's
the
what
most
it is.
talked
They're
about.
not the most popular.
Yeah,
But
but
they're
it's,
gonna-
it's
they're gonna
good to grow from the bottom. Remember, the master can masters like teachers usually they don't.
Right. Well, I just think there's a strength in them that people haven't seen yet, and we're going to
Exactly.
see
Right.
so
Mm-hmm.
much more from them. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's
Ken?
exciting.
Wait.
We have some people asking in the live chat how we feel about Logan because they don't connect with him. Let me tell
what I
you,
was
I
saying.
think the more time, but the more time that we, like, I when I talked to him, he was like gushing with like gratefulness
Right.
and so excited and like just huge smile and like.
Well, and he
loves
was like
working
that
with
in
Allison.
auditions.
Yeah, and so honestly, I feel like just the more airtime he gets, the more you guys will fall in love with him
Yeah.
because he really is a great.
But here we
great
go.
little
But here we are talking about
guy.
relatability, and it did not translate in that dance. So I think it's great that we saw him. I think what's going
Right.
to save him is we saw him in auditions in Academy
Yes.
Week with that personality.
Yes.
And we also
Right.
don't know, it could have been really intense, changing up partners.
Exactly.
you know.
Right.
And you know what? I wouldn't doubt it if, in order for everyone to actually connect with Logan, they're going to have to do a piece on him. You know how
Yeah.
they always go through
Yeah.
the season
Yeah.
and they do the
think
piece or
they
they talk a
definitely
little
should.
more?
Yeah, they'll
Yes.
do a package on him
Yeah,
for sure.
he's going to have a package or a spotlight or
Yeah.
something just so he
Yeah.
can be.
Yeah, I
He's
just
worth
hope
it
that he's
'cause
not gonna be like eliminated before they're gonna do it.
No.
No.
No, you can't
no.
eliminate someone like
No,
that.
you can't.
No.
I also think he and Allison, there's a lot to be anticipated between them two. Allison is like
Allison
my
herself
dream.
is like-
I love
Yes.
her.
Incredible.
My woman
I
crush.
hope so. I hope so. They killed it and they were my favorite this time. I really hope they're gonna stay.
So-
What do you think about what do you think about fiction?
I was about to say Fiction and Dassy.
I know.
I loved it.
Fiction.
I loved it. Did you love it?
Oh, I love so. Oh, I'm so happy he chose Dassy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Professional,
It's an
clean,
awesome pair.
strong.
They're
Popping Pete was
Popping
Popping
Pete,
Pete.
yeah.
Did a great job.
Their
Yeah, that
popping
was awesome.
Oh, he was killing me. The wardrobe, everything
And the
in the
wardrobe,
background. Oh,
I
Yeah.
mean, top of the show, like you see exactly why
Yeah.
they're where they're at. You know,
Exactly.
again, the team to be.
Yes.
They were so very much in their element where you're watching them, and it's one of those duos where you had no idea who the professional was. I mean,
That's
Right,
that's my
exactly.
favorite kind.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Right.
when you can't tell who's who.
Yeah.
But they were so clean
Yeah.
and they were
Oh.
so
Yeah.
hard hitting that I was just like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is
And their
amazing.
energy, and also like their sizes really work well. Like
Yes.
it's just like for fiction, it just works.
It works
Yep.
perfect
It's
for
an awesome
him.
pair, and that's exactly what Nigel said. He said, "You finally met your match." It was
The
Mike,
perfect match.
Nigel, or Mary. Yeah, you finally
think-
met your perfect match. This is-
Exactly.
This is who you've been.
they
waiting for.
did definitely a great job. From my side, from my perspective, of course, it will be the easiest thing to like throw shade on. Like I love to throw shade on a family show, like So You Think You Can Dance. And I love to do
Go
it.
ahead, be the most hated on the
But
panel.
no.
We're gonna throw shade.
But you can see that Dassy, she's so not just charismatic, but very disciplined, and she moved to the U.S.
she
because of the
did.
show.
Yeah.
Right.
She
Right.
did this sacrifice. She left South Korea.
Soul,
Yeah.
Soul South, yeah.
Yeah, Korea, and more than that, she learned English. Do you know how hard it is to learn?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think she again. They're going to be a team to beat. They're in my top 3 also. I mean, and Fiction is
Right.
so disciplined too. He obviously, as we know, can adapt to any style, and I see her
Everything.
being a mirror of that. So
Yeah.
that's going to be great.
Yeah.
And I think
So,
that's probably the main reason he also picked her is because she's literally a mirror of him.
Yes.
They're so dedicated, they're
Right,
so focused,
right.
they're very
And that's
they're
the
the
coolest
same.
thing.
That's what's good.
Yeah, and she's like, she was saying that it was just like it's an absolute dream come true. And I asked, is this kind of everything you wanted it to be and more? And she's like, not until I win.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
And
she's really ready to like just
she sees
bring
herself-
it.
she
She'll be
sees herself
in
in the
Final
top.
Four.
Yeah.
She'll
To get-
absolutely
and to get
be
to
in Final
Fiction's
Four.
level, listen, Fiction is one of the top poppers in the world.
Right.
And I'm not just saying it, like, it's
Yeah.
a fact. All right, and I don't even love popping. And
Yeah.
she's like the girl version of him. She has his like, his not skills, but definitely his kind of style or movement.
Totally.
Well, and I'm starting to wonder how much the popularity of the All-Stars are going to play into voting. And let me finish.
Yes.
So I wonder, and
So
the reason
yes.
why I say this is because Fiction
Yes.
obviously has a ginormous following.
Yes.
So
Right.
I'm not saying that that's taking away from Dassy, but I do feel like that's going to gravitate more votes to that couple, to that pairing. Whereas
Well, just like I feel it's gonna,
Cyrus and Kaylee, I'm just
I feel
a
it's going to be
concerned.
the same. Allison
And Logan,
is going to
yes.
get that.
Yes.
Gabby's going to get that.
Right.
Fiction's going to get
True,
that.
true.
Robert probably is going to get
Robert,
that.
for sure.
But there's just some all-stars who have that name out there, and
Right.
Yeah, of
you're
course.
going to want to root for
Right.
them.
You
But
just
then
I
the
just
ones that
wonder how
maybe-
much that'll play a
This
part.
is so
Right.
good because I was thinking about the same thing, and honestly, I think in my opinion, they did a great job for it's a great decision to bring the All Stars into the new season again, and I think it's a great way to hide. Excuse me for that. To hide mistakes or a lack of experience from the upcoming dancers, like from the top 10 contestants. But at the same time, that's good. That's like to bring them up together with you, and that's what it will be good for the viewers. It will be nice to watch, and this is the show. Like you don't want to have someone who's like is not really experienced on the
Well,
on
it's
this
not
kind
even
of
who's
huge
not
stage.
experienced. I
But-
think it's just the person who can genuinely
Keep up.
be put next
Keep
to an
up.
all-star, and you can't tell who the all-star is.
Like we
Right.
talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually getting legit chills thinking about Robert and Taylor because I was watching them and I just it's been a long time since I've watched a routine on So You Think You Can Dance, and I'm like, I cannot tell who is the professional. I mean, I just
Right.
and we're in week 1. Like there's
Yeah.
and even Mary Murphy made a comment about the Rolodex, the history of all the
Right.
dances and
Right.
So You Think You Can Dance,
Right.
and that one will endure. And again,
Right.
Travis. There's a reason
Right,
he's an Emmy
exactly.
nominated choreographer, but
There's a reason for that.
I just cannot get over how perfectly executed, and just their connection and
Right.
everything about that, the breath.
Yeah, they really are a cool pair. They like really have this like soul to soul thing that they keep talking about. That it's just like they connect on another level. So
Right,
it's
and
like,
can we laugh about the fact that Robert was the one that couldn't find somebody
Yes!
to be on his
The what?
You know what? But I think also
they're perfect.
Robert does know how to select his like person he's going to mentor. He
Right.
knows because he's the only one that's always said, you know what, you're a great there's just no connection. There's no. He even did that
Yeah.
with the kids. He
Yeah.
did that with the with children. You know, I connect
Right.
to every damn kid that comes
Yeah.
running my way. But
Yeah.
he really tries to embody everything, and he
Yeah.
knows that at the end of the
Exactly.
day,
Right.
one of the most thrown out critiques is there wasn't enough connection.
yeah.
I didn't
Right.
feel a connection.
Yeah.
I didn't see a connection. So it's like
Yeah.
he knows he has to play up
Yeah.
on the connection. So
Right.
the minute you have a connection,
and they've got it. And you know who else has
do.
it? Mark and Koine.
Yes.
Mark and Koine.
Yeah, Marco and Koine, because I talked to them
Hashtag
and
forever.
they, yes, I know. I talked to them and they said that they one time just had a rehearsal and they kind of sat and like talked about each other's lives and like really
Yes.
got to know each
Yes.
other. And that's like for like hours on end. And then they said that's when like they
And then
really
they
were
went on a
ready to
date.
do it. Yeah, and then they got married. I think.
And
I don't know. They're
probably.
not telling us that.
Yes. Their finale dance when they're in the top 4 will be them.
it's gonna be it's gonna be
propose?
Bruno. It's gonna be
Yes.
Bruno Mars. I think I want to marry you.
Oh my gosh.
That's
that
a
would
request.
really be the cutest thing ever.
Such good stuff.
no.
Who haven't we? Oh,
Jenna and Kiki. Did we talk about Jenna and Kiki?
no, we didn't.
We didn't,
Well,
but is it
tiny
really?
bit.
Is it really matter? Oh, what do you think? No. Sorry. No. I had my third favorite.
Oh,
Okay,
What,
who's
did
that?
you tell us who your first was?
Yeah, you.
I told you, of course.
Oh, Allison.
Logan and
Allison,
Logan.
yes.
But Audrey.
Yeah.
Audrey.
What do you think about Paul and Sydney? Listen,
good.
for me it was really hard to
Mind
to-
you, I'm the
I'll tell you,
ballroom one,
it
and
was
I'm just
really
like-
hard for me to stay focused on the performance because Sydney, she's so
She's
She's
stunning.
stunning.
she's
She's also
beautiful.
like young. Like she's got a very young look, but those legs.
Yes, legs for days.
She's
But I
beautiful.
wonder again why I feel like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't
I-
as memorable as the others.
I feel.
Of course
eh.
not.
and you're the ballroom expert here.
I felt. I felt about Kiki and Jenna.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Kiki and
I thought Jenna outperformed Kiki like
Well,
no
that's
other.
the problem,
Oh, yeah.
and that's
Absolutely.
exactly what the judges'
yeah.
concern is.
Yes.
You know, am I going to be able to keep putting Kiki through? Because I'm not sure I'm seeing.
I will say that
I-
that's my concern too with All Stars being paired with them is that I've caught myself so many times staring at the All Star
Yeah.
and not the contestant. I wonder
Right.
again how much that's
Like I've
happening.
said
Totally
before.
understand.
Like I've said before, the one as far as the ballroom one goes, the one who has the advantage to me is Paul. Because regardless, you have to be a amazing male ballroom dancer for you to take your eyes off of the girl and look at the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at Dimitri. Look at Maxim. Look at Val. Look at Artem.
right,
Look
exactly.
because they were amazing. Your eyes gravitated towards them. Other than that, you are looking at the girl. She's being complimented. She's being thrown around. She's got the
Yes.
beautiful dress on.
Right.
So, to me, Kiki really did not step up to what
Nope.
Right.
what it was.
Well,
Like,
Not at all, yeah.
Dude, relax.
think
we
Val-
know you're with
Yeah.
Val. But we
Yeah.
know she's with Val.
Yes.
Calm down. There ain't no hanky-panky going on, at least I think.
Right.
Just let it loose, because to me,
Yeah.
he still
Right.
looks awkward dancing with her.
Well, I think Val again. This was strategically choreographed to highlight Sydney to her benefit. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and one thing that Jenna and Kiki said,
I still love you, Jenna. Don't get mad at me.
No, I love them too, but they said, we just got to kind of work on. She's like, I just need to pull out Kiki.
Yeah.
That's what Jenna said. I just like every week I feel it's my duty to pull more out of Kiki so the world can see.
Yeah.
Right.
Just why he has so many awards, why he is so world
Exactly.
renowned.
Well, we
He's-
didn't see that, which is
Well,
so
and
sad.
that's what's
thing.
a bummer.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Was it the routine with the table or something?
yes. Yeah,
The bar table.
The bar table.
Awkward.
I just,
Yeah.
he's got many awards, and I'm sure he's a great dancer. I remember when he auditioned, I thought he was great. He did great solo, and even that's hard to, demand attention. Like I
Right.
said, when you're a male ballroom dancer, to be there by yourself,
Right.
what you're gonna do? Throw your shirt open? Yeah, it gets us all
No,
wild
yeah.
and going. But
I mean,
he, to me, like, let's be real. Everyone started clapping when he flipped his shirt open.
Right.
Before that, everyone was like,
I mean, his body's that great after all. Like, is that amazing? I don't think it's that amazing. Like his body.
I mean, I'm not
No, I
watching.
was
I'm not-
looking
I'm
at.
talking about.
No, I was
Here's
looking
the
at.
thing. I'm not watching this routine to look at his body.
No, of course not.
Exactly, but what I'm saying is they had to resort to that.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
me see a ballroom dancer that doesn't gotta throw his shirt open.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like they do it-
Yeah, Jenna outshined him.
But he's
She
she
definitely
outshined
did.
him, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this is his comfort zone, right?
Yes.
Not and how he was like climbing on the table, like he tried to make it like very smooth. It wasn't smooth at all.
It wasn't smooth.
No.
That's
Yeah.
not how you would have
I
climbed
mean,
the
I think we
table.
all just
No.
want to see more
Right.
versatility. It'll be interesting
Right.
to see like how far they get and
Yeah.
what other dances they can showcase.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
wait.
Right, and
like,
that's a lot of pressure that falls on the choreographer. You know,
Yes.
hey, by the way, we gotta see a lot more Kiki. So
Yeah, the choreographer and and like I said, it's hard to showcase a meal.
Right.
When it's a partner dance, it's very hard.
But still,
Right.
they had to the opportunity to to shine in their own like genre right now, in their own style right now. Because from next week, they're not gonna pick their like.
He should have
style.
busted out a paso. That
They're
is
not
a
gonna-
very
they're
male
gonna pick
dominated
Very
dance.
much. That would have
True.
been a game
That
changer.
would have showcased him like no other.
Yeah, that would have been a game changer.
yeah. Well, and you talk about like it's hard to spotlight it's a guy, but then you like think about what could have happened with Concrete. And you're like,
We'll never know.
Well, it wasn't
guess
that
we'll
hard
never
because
know.
I know. Well, I wonder if I was.
easily showcased.
But I think like in my mind,
Hashtag forever sad.
yeah, in my mind, I was almost so caught up on him not being selected that I was already kind of like going into it.
we
with an
were
end,
kind of
you
like,
know?
yeah, well, you know what? We were never Team Kiki, okay?
Yes.
Like,
I
it's,
like
He's-
Kiki.
yeah,
so
he's
do
great.
I. I think he's great, but I think
Yeah.
I think he's holding back a
Yeah.
lot. I don't
Yeah.
know what
Right.
what he's going through, but he's holding back
Yeah.
a lot, and it is not letting us see.
I
what
think
we
it's
could
helpful
see.
that he's with Jenna though, because if anybody can get it out of you, I feel like it's Jenna and her bubbly,
Right.
Yeah.
beautiful.
And we've seen it done before. You start out a little slower, and then they end up evolving, and the journey takes them into being
Exactly.
extraordinary. So
Exactly.
he
Very
could be
true.
one of those.
Right.
Exactly.
If you ask me if there's any dancer that can actually outshine the rest of the All Stars, and I would love to see him in the finals, who is it? Kaylee. Still, I'm sorry. Listen, it's like a brain damage. Okay, it's like she's awesome. She has ideology. She knows how to move, and she's doing a great job. Like she fits for
Hashtag
so you
Asaf
think.
wants to dance with Kaylee.
Please
Yeah.
add me on Instagram, Kaylee.
Like one of my pictures.
Let's get her in here. Let's talk to her
Yes.
about getting
I'll
here.
tell you.
Hanging out with Asaf.
A good dancer, as we know, a good dancer is someone who moves well. A great and amazing dancer
Can do it all.
is someone who knows himself. And you can see that I wrote it down right
Exactly.
here.
Yeah.
And hashtag who?
ASAP.
Asaf.
Yes. I'll tell you.
Hashtagged himself.
But that's so true. Like the self-awareness. Like you gotta know everything about you that eventually when you dance, when you perform, you're gonna be free. You're gonna be blank.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
But
think about anything.
I wonder because the other performances were so stellar.
Yes.
Will she?
I don't wanna judge her on
I
this
know, but I mean,
But
it's going to be
unfortunately, we
interesting
have
to
to
see. Yeah,
because
it's going to be interesting to see who's on the
it's going to
bottom
lead
too.
up to the first elimination.
I want to
Somebody has to be
forget. I want to forget about it. Yes.
You know what? It's good news that we can maybe ease our way out of. And we're talking about it in the live chat right now. Zachary Downer, we were a little upset he wasn't chosen.
Yes.
But we now know that he's in Cats.
Cats,
as
yes,
Mr.
they said
Mistopheles.
that.
That's so
That's
exciting.
so
But that's what I've
exciting.
always
And
said
that's
about this
also
show.
perfect for him.
It is a
Oh my
it
gosh.
is a
Platform.
stepping stone. It is a milestone.
Right.
Oh.
If you are not picked, you are seen.
Yes.
People are, they're
Yes.
calling Fox. Who was so and so? Can I get their contact information? Or
Oh
who?
my gosh.
Exactly,
who are they with?
exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
please.
we talked about that on the World of Dance panel too. That you when you get to that level, even if you're at the top 20, is what they right.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
in the top 20, the last two that were selected, basically like their life is set up for them. They're going to have a career, or they'll be back next year. So I mean,
Exactly.
they're going to be okay.
Oh, they can
Yeah,
still.
That's such a great
of course.
story about Zach.
At
Yeah,
least
it's
4
great.
million,
I love
4
that.
million Americans are going to watch you on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
So at least it's something. And in addition, you can put it in your resume and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
well,
the
I think,
rest,
I
yeah.
think even Allison, her season was like, I think she was top 5 or something.
Right.
But look at her now, So
Right.
Yeah,
there's
look at
no
her now.
That's the thing. It's
winning.
always,
It's not about winning.
it's not about winning.
winning.
It's about getting your name out there,
Yeah.
being seen for what you can do.
Right.
Yeah,
and
but
also
I've-
just working
yeah.
with those choreographers. I mean,
Exactly.
Then
there's
they know
so
you, right.
much you gain from the whole experience.
And I love that they showed who the two were that the All-Star had to pick from. I just feel like that was nice. They could have easily
was
just revealed
nice.
the top 10, but
Right.
they gave us who the top 20 was. So I
Right.
really liked that.
But I was like, yeah, that's actually true. And yeah, it's after all, it's still a reality show. It's a great exposure. And after doing the reality show, it's all about you. The grind don't stop.
Yeah.
You gotta grind your way to the top.
Hashtag
Hashtag
ASAP.
ASAP.
Grind your way to the top.
Wisdom.
Okay, hold on. I have to bring
Okay.
What?
No.
What?
up Wade Robson is back. I mean, if anybody knows
Sorry.
me and my love for dance, Wade is at the top of that. I mean, Travis is
I feel
very
you, I
rapidly
feel you.
approaching
Very,
it. Wade
yes.
is a legend, and that
How long has
final
it been?
top 20 routine. Oh
20
my gosh.
years.
Jeez, it's been
Wild.
so
No, I mean,
long.
wasn't
What was it?
Ramalama like his last big? So
Wade,
you
the
think,
Yeah.
Wade Robson
Yes.
project. What
yeah,
was it?
Yeah.
all I know,
Yes,
we
good shit.
don't need to look back. Let's look forward.
God,
I know.
He is
How
there.
God, the
exciting.
fact that you just said Ramalama, God,
One of the most
like,
famous routines.
that
I've ever
Yeah.
routine.
Yeah.
But I mean,
My
But then we
gosh.
see like his eclectic personality in this routine, and then just the top 20. How I felt like I was watching a tableau. Like it was the
Yes.
most beautiful
Yes, yes.
artwork coming alive. It was just fabulous.
Wade
It was,
Robson
you know,
project.
they're gonna. So,
What a way to end that show.
I'm
awesome.
telling you, this season something. It's I don't know.
I didn't write it down the names, but what was the spray one?
Oh, I asked them, and they wouldn't reveal.
What?
Oh, about what it was, or
Yeah.
just that.
Like what it was.
Oh, I asked them, and they said, "I'm the secret. I can't reveal the secret." And then I almost got Jasmine. I tricked her. I said, "Hey, he was the one to tell me," and she was like, "Oh no, we can't say." So I don't know what
Wait,
it is.
in the aerosol?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not hairspray.
No, it's like a
not
mist.
hairspray.
It's like powder. Or
Yeah,
something.
no, it's not. I've heard of. It's like a mix between like a carbonated like
Right.
water almost to make it look
Right.
like a spritz.
Right.
Again,
I don't know. Maybe
it's
I'm
Chris,
wrong.
It looks
it's Chris
great.
Scott. You know, it's
That was
Chris
really
Scott.
cool.
He's the Travis Wall of hip hop.
Oh, he's
Right.
so brilliant.
Exactly.
Much respect for Chris Scott, Savage, LXD, all day, every day. Yeah.
All day, every
All
day.
day, every
Yeah,
day.
he did that.
All day,
maybe
every
we
day.
should ask them on the live chat who there was their at least top 3 favorites.
Yeah, well, we also all need to predict
Yeah.
who we think
Yes.
is going to be
Who do you guys think?
sayonara next
Can we
week.
get that
No.
prediction going?
Yeah, let's get the prediction room running.
Dun, dun, dun.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I like it. All right.
Too crazy.
You're like, oh, that's
we're
so
ready for a little
exciting. So maybe not the person who's going home,
But who's
Okay.
gonna be
but the bottom two.
Wait, I think okay. The bottom
you
two.
you go.
No, bottom two.
She
Okay.
really wants to
No,
go.
bottom two is
Okay.
really tough.
Yeah, that's hard.
And it's not like we're being mean. I'm just saying like whose routine maybe
maybe based on everything.
put them on the chopping block.
based on everything.
telling
let's
you
get
for
the
sure.
conclusion of everything.
Definitely in the bottom two is going to be one of the ballroom
Yeah.
dances,
Yes.
and I think.
So
it's,
you feel Paul or Sydney or Jenna
and if I had to
Jenna.
pick, it's probably going to be Jenna and Kiki.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Sydney,
Yeah.
like, he was going goo goo gaga over her, and every other person was just like, God, she's beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think just because it's misunderstood, it's either going to be Kaylee and Cyrus or Allison and Logan because he didn't get to perform
Yes.
with his.
No
Okay.
way. No, I don't see
No,
him on the
no,
chopping block
I'm
at
saying
all.
yes, as in like I see what you're saying. And
Yeah.
if
Right.
he wasn't relatable, that's the only thing.
That
Yeah.
might be the only thing that people are like, oh, he's not relatable. Like, yeah, he's a great dancer, but do
it's
I really want to see him
so
all the
you can
time?
dance. I can't imagine him getting kicked off. He's so brilliant.
Yeah.
Right.
And people want to see
yes.
he and Allison dance together.
Yes.
Right.
I'm totally with you on those predictions.
And I think those are pretty spot on.
Yeah.
I think. You go.
You
You
don't want
go.
you don't want Kaylee.
No. You'll see. She's gonna surprise. She's
Please
gonna
come
surprise
back
me
next week
time.
with blue hair.
Yes.
Blue hair?
Please.
Please.
Kaylee.
Team Kaylee all the way. I'm
Kaylee.
gonna be like, hey, can find me
Yeah.
all day.
And yeah,
She's
and
always do that. She's do that.
she
Like,
does that. And like the true blue lipstick.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you'll need too.
okay.
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 He'll do it. 'cause
He'll
he's a
do
real
it.
fan.
Yes. Yeah.
But does anyone
Yes.
does anyone have any other ones that they think are going to be?
Honestly, everybody else was so
Yeah.
strong. I
Yep.
just can't imagine.
If I have to predict, it will be Jasmine.
You think?
What?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, I think listen.
Maybe.
Jasmine Rubber.
Beauty and talent can be or a bless or a curse. Okay. It seems like she could. Yeah, I know she's more than just a pretty face. That's what I'm asking. Because I don't think she is gonna. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't think she's.
that's a
If from
heavy
everybody,
statement.
I don't think that Jasmine she stood up. In
You
any.
don't feel like that pairing stood out against us.
No, I don't think she. Yeah, I think.
what
I
predictions
think
are
she's
all
so
about.
beautiful. I think she's amazing. She's a great dancer, but she's there's a lot of great dancers. You know.
Yeah, but if you had to really compare it, who fell short the most? I think it was Cyrus and
Oh
Kim.
yeah, of course. In this stuff.
So I think
But for me, it's the conclusion of like all the episodes till this episode, and I don't want to
Okay.
be just just a
he's just team.
savage. Yeah.
You know, I think, well, and we all know that the level of competition is so extraordinary that it's going to come down to, sadly, who had a bad night.
Exactly.
Plain and
Right.
simple.
Really?
I mean,
Right.
we're at a level now where you have 10 extraordinary dancers that are just so incredibly good at their craft that it will come down to, I just had a bad night. And unfortunately, I feel like that was Cyrus and Katie.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
my
But
point of view perspective.
I
But
think we're kind of all on the same page on who we think is going home because unfortunately we are out of time. But you can catch everyone here next week on Wednesday, minus me because I am going back to Arizona. But I will be Skyping with you guys.
Yes.
So I will Skype and I will, if not, I will do the live chat. But until then, you can always find me on Sports and Sass with 2 S's on Instagram and 3 S's on Twitter. And your new lead host
Hey.
will be Miss Becky. And where can they find you?
sorry, that was loud. Yes!
I love you.
Woo!
I'm so sad and
Oh
happy
my
at the
gosh,
same time.
Yvette, we're gonna miss you so much. I am Becky Sattero. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Love you so much, girl. It was so much
Love
fun.
you.
Such a pleasure.
Yeah, love you so much and love you guys so
Yes.
much. Thank you so much for hanging out and always being so great in the live chat. We really appreciate it. You guys can find me at TeagueDP on pretty much everything. Ow! See you there.
Yes, I love you and I love Katie so much. And I'm Asaf Goren. So good to be back. You can find me all day, every day. Asaf Goren1, all social media.
Yes.
So good to be back. So happy.
Thanks for tuning in.
We're gonna miss you. We're gonna miss you.
Aw, I'm gonna miss you guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.